What if ignorance was the greatest discovery in human history? For most of our time on Earth, humans believed they knew everything worth knowing. But something radical happened about 500 years ago. Humanity admitted, we don't know. That moment sparked the greatest revolution our species had ever seen. This is Chapter 14 of Sapiens, the discovery of ignorance. Until the modern age, knowledge was about reverence. Religion, tradition, and ancient texts were seen as sources of ultimate truth. But something changed in early modern Europe. A new mindset emerged, one that acknowledged ignorance as a starting point. Scientists, explorers, and thinkers no longer claimed they had all the answers. They sought questions. This radical curiosity became a tool of power. Think about the European empires. They didn't just conquer, they measured, mapped, and studied. It wasn't just territory, it was knowledge. Example: when Columbus sailed west, he didn't know what he would find, and that was okay. Ignorance became a justification for exploration, colonization, and eventually domination. Science didn't develop in a vacuum. It became deeply intertwined with imperial ambition. Why did European empires invest in astronomy, botany, or zoology? Because it gave them control. Mapping stars helped navigate ships. Understanding plants led to monopolizing cash crops like sugar and tobacco. This new world was not built just by swords, but by surveys, calculations, and catalogues. Harari points out a chilling truth. Many scientific breakthroughs were motivated by conquest, not pure curiosity. Even humanitarian fields like medicine were often used to support colonial systems. In other words, the scientific revolution was not just about truth. It was about power. One of the greatest inventions of this new era wasn't a telescope or a ship, it was the scientific method. Unlike religious dogma, the scientific method said, test it, repeat it, prove it wrong. This was a profound shift. Knowledge became provisional, testable, and always open to revision. Harari emphasizes how this mindset fueled progress. It allowed humans to move beyond superstition and toward models that could predict, build, and change the world. But it also opened the door to manipulation, propaganda, and ideological control. Knowledge was no longer sacred. It became a tool, a weapon, and sometimes a commodity. The beauty of this new way of thinking? It empowered humans to imagine better futures. Because we acknowledged we didn't know everything, we could experiment, try, fail, learn, repeat. The modern world, our cities, technologies, medicine, and even space travel, exists because someone dared to say, we don't know yet. This humility opened space for progress. But Harari also warns. Today, we risk forgetting that humility. In a world filled with fake news, blind faith in algorithms, and hyperconfidence, we might lose what made science powerful in the first place. We change the world not by pretending to know, but by admitting we didn't. That's the power of curiosity. That's the secret behind humanity's greatest revolution. This was Chapter 14 of Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari. If you found this thought-provoking, subscribe and watch the next chapter, where we dive into the marriage of science and capitalism. See you there.